Hi, everyone, and once again, thank you very much for tuning in our live streaming. We will just wait for some other people. I hope there will be more people that would turn out in our live streaming today. And as mentioned in our topic, I will be talking about the AIPP or Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. I know a lot of people are very excited about this program. And this program is one of my favorite programs to come and immigrate here in Canada. And maybe you are or already aware why. The reason is this is the same program that I used and processed myself and immigrated here in Canada. And as you are all aware, I am a permanent resident since October 2018. So just to give you an overview, the program Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program is focusing on the four Atlantic provinces of Canada, which are Newfoundland and Labrador. That's where I started. Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. And this program was initially launched in 2017, and it was originally planned to last only for 3 years. So it was supposed to finish this year, 2020. However, the response of the employers and the applicants are very positive, and it really provided great advantage and brought opportunities to Atlantic provinces. It actually helped in the growth of the economy of the four Atlantic provinces. So they decided to actually extend this program until 2023, and it's also on the process of being a permanent program. One advantage is this program provides easy processing, provides easy processing of permanent residence because in 6 months, as soon after you launch your complete application, you will get your permanent residence in 6 months. And you can also come in Canada while waiting for your permanent residence approval through a work permit, which is also fastly approved. I remember when I was applying, I got my work permit for after 7 weeks, and I got my permanent resident after 7 months. So mine was a bit delayed. However, I know a lot of people, some of my friends who just waited for 4 months, 5 months. My sister actually only waited for 4 months and she got her permanent residence. I think you are also aware in my previous videos, I also mentioned that my sister, my youngest sister, now lives in New Brunswick, and she also is a permanent resident and processed through Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. I was able to get or to find an employer for her through my Facebook group, Successful in Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So I would really encourage you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Facebook group, and follow our Facebook page, Canada Immigration Updates by Ray, because that would be an opportunity for you to learn information, and also you might be able to meet some people who might be able to help you, or at least to like what happened to my sister. I was able to meet someone who got a job offer, and I shared it with with other people. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Also, just want to make sure. I hope that you are clearing me, that you are hearing me clearly. So I would be answering your questions. I will be enlightening you about this AIPP program, Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, because I know a lot of people are very much interested and very willing to apply and to process for permanent residence under this program. Okay, so first I will greet our viewers while waiting for others to join us. Hi, Viela Francisco. Hello, shout out. Hi, Nathaniel Soriano. Hello. Hi, Ibiang. Hi, Chester. And also, guys who are actually viewing us right now, um, I would appreciate if you would actually put the country where you're actually watching from. And please also share our live streaming today so more people could join us and we would be able to answer more questions. And you wouldn't know, maybe the questions of other people could also be beneficial for you, could be helpful, or those information might be actually those that you're actually needing. Okay, so hi page space. I'm Cecile from India. Hello. Thank you for watching us today. And yeah, as I've said, I will be talking about this program AIPP. I think most of you are already aware what this program. However, I will explain further. Okay, so Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program is one of the best programs right now that we have, and it is very, very good because the processing is very fast. The employers do not need to spend much money, so they could actually hire you faster than other programs. They do not have to spend money. They do not need to apply for LMIA or labor market impact assessment, which actually costs $1,000. So imagine the employers are saving $1,000 just to provide a job offer to potential candidates. Which means if I'm the employer, of course, I would rather be processed through AIPP so I could save more money. Hi, Aneta, long time no see. Um, Thanks for my replies on my previous queries. Of course, I very very much appreciate that. Chester, former Costa crew. Oh, my sister used to work with Costa Cruises as well. Okay, so yeah, what we're doing is we will be answering your questions, guys, and please put that in our comment box. And of course, I will read through your comments one by one and I will provide you answers. However, I just want also to address some of the questions that have been sent already before, and I would be answering them because I know there's a lot of people who are actually waiting for reply. Unfortunately, I cannot go through your comments and reply one by one, but whatever comment that you have in our Facebook page or YouTube channel, I will go through them one by one and I will provide you answers. Okay? So I have questions here. Though I receive questions in Filipino, I will translate it in English so other people would actually understand what we are actually talking about. Okay? Before I read some of the questions, I just need to shout out to others. Okay? It's the same people. So Ibiyang Anetan. Okay? First, let us hear a question from Jom Soriaga. He actually put this question in our he put this question in our YouTube channel. So the question is okay, so this is in I will read it in Tagalog and then I will translate it in English. Idol, paano kung wala kang gaanong halaga sa bangko at undergrad high school po, pero 13 years experience abroad, may chance pa ba? Okay, so if we are talking, okay, so I'll translate the question in English. So the question of Jom Soriaga is that if he does not have much money in the bank and he only completed or actually did not finish high school in the Philippines, but he has 13 years of experience overseas, is there a chance? Okay, if we are talking about AIPP, Immigrating to Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, I would say there is no chance because the minimum requirement for immigrating through AIPP is a Canadian high school graduate, or of course, in other countries, you should be able to convert your education through ECA or Educational Credential Assessment. So if you're saying that your undergrad high school in the Philippines, if you will convert that to ECA, definitely it will not reach the minimum high school graduate requirements. So that means you do not meet the one of the minimum requirements of the program. So you would not be able to process your application or immigrate to Canada through AIPP. Also, proof of fund. If you do not have enough money in the bank, that is also one of the reasons for your application to be denied. So I know some people are actually putting much money in the bank, and then when they apply, and then while waiting for the result of their application, they already pull out their money. Do not do that. Do not waste this opportunity, because there is still a chance for you to be rejected, because sometimes immigration officers are actually checking the actual bank account before they actually approve your visa. So you need to be careful with that. However, Jom Suryaga, you do not have to lose hope, because there are actually other opportunities or other programs that might fit your qualifications. For example, if you say that you have 13 years of experience overseas, you might be processed through provincial nomination program as well. However, this program might take a little longer. It might take 18 months or 2 years to get a permanent residence. However, that is still a possibility. Okay, so I will go through your questions one by one, guys. Okay, so first, okay, so Chester used to work with my sister in cruise ship. Okay. Okay, so let's go through your questions one by one. I'll just read your comments first. Ibiang, hi po. Chester, hello. Page Space, hello, shout out. Annette Tan, hi Ray, thanks for your replies on my previous queries. God bless you. Thank you very much for that as well. I appreciate. Ibiang, paano po kapag pagtapos ng IELTS, ilang months yung proseso kapag nag-EOI na? Okay, Ibiang, the question of Ibiang is, how if after taking IELTS, how many months to process after she sends EOI or expression of interest? Okay, so I just want to clarify this, Ibiang. If you are talking about AIPP or Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, there is no such thing as EOI or expression of interest. EOI refers to a different program. Okay. However, maybe you could clarify what program you are referring to. However, EOI does not exist in AIPP, because AIPP is an employer-driven program, meaning you need to get a job offer for you to qualify or to be processed through AIPP. However, there is another stream which is called Atlantic International Graduate Program, which actually is a pathway for those international students who come and study here in Canada for 2 years in a recognized or designated learning institute in one of the Atlantic provinces, wherein they do not need a job offer automatically. They could apply, or I mean, they do not need a job experience, but they could actually apply to AIPP when they get a job offer from an employer. So expression of interest is not a thing in AIPP. So just want to clarify that. Okay. However, if you're talking about IELTS, IELTS is valid for 2 years. So if you will take IELTS today, after 2 years, within 2 year period, you can still use this IELTS. Okay. Okay, for Annette Tan, we're a family of 5. How much would be more or less our proof of funds? Okay, thank you for that question, Annette. I will go through. Of course, I don't memorize all these things. Okay, however, I will actually check and show you proof of funds for AIPP. One advantage or one good thing about AIPP, the proof of funds is not as much as the other programs. I remember when I applied, I only had 3,000 Canadian dollars in my bank account because I know in other programs such as Express Entry or Provincial Nomination Program, a single candidate, I think you need to show at least 10,000 Canadian dollars. So imagine it's not it's less than a third 30%. Okay, so this is the most updated list of the proof of funds for Canada for Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So Annette, I will go through it one by one. So for a single applicant, you need 3,240 Canadian dollars. For an application of two people, meaning you and your spouse, you need 4,034 Canadian dollars. For applicants of three people, you need 4,959 Canadian dollars. Applicants of four, 6,021 Canadian dollars. For a family of five, this is what you're asking. You need to have 6,829 Canadian dollars. And if it's a member of six people, 7,702 Canadian dollars. And for seven or more, you need to have at least 8,575 Canadian dollars in your bank account. So I hope I was able to answer your question. Okay? Thank you. Okay, let's go through other questions. And hi to our new viewers, to Keith Kirby Lakap. Shout out to Ruben Francisco. Hello po. To HMZ Gogglebox. And to Lakmina Balasuria. Hello, hello, hello guys. Thank you for watching. And I will be going through your comments and of course to your questions one by one. So while I'm doing that, guys, please share our live streaming so more people could actually join us and they could actually feel free to put their questions or clarifications about Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So I would be answering the questions one by one and hopefully you could learn from it. Okay, so the last question that I read was from Annette Tan. So now we will read some more questions. Chester, ano kaya option ko para sa AIPP? Okay, Chester, first, what was your previous job experience? I know you said you work in a cruise ship. You need to tell me what is your current job title and also what is your education because of course I already mentioned for AIPP you need to make sure first thing you need to qualify or to meet the minimum requirements which is Canadian high school graduate or through ECA it has to be high school graduate. You have to have an IELTS of minimum CLB4. With AIPP, you do not have to become a supervisor or a manager. It could be NOC A, B, C, and D. However, you need to get a job offer or otherwise, I know people have difficulty or challenge of getting a job offer. This is something that I could suggest to you guys if you have the means, if you really want, or if you are determined to come and immigrate here in Canada with your family, maybe I would suggest that you invest in coming and studying here in Canada. It might be a bit costly, however, it is a guarantee that you will get a permanent residence because there are a lot of opportunities for people who graduate here, study and graduate here in Canada to become a permanent resident. There are a lot of programs such as, for example, AIPP through International Graduate Pathway. You could also do a Canadian Experience class because after you study here, you get a postgraduate work permit, which will allow you to work here in Canada, so Canadian experience class is only asking for 1 year of Canadian work experience. Of course, your chances of immigrating through express entry, because your points will become higher because of your education and your job experience here in Canada. You could also be processed through provincial nomination program and others. So yeah, that's what I'm actually recommending, Chester. If you do not meet the qualifications, or if you're having difficulty, if you have the fund, and if you're really, really serious about coming and immigrating here in Canada, invest a bit in education, because you also need to think if you have family. The good thing about immigrating here in Canada, your children would have free education, free elementary, free high school, and of course, if they want to go to college, university, if you don't do not have the money, they could actually apply for a student loan so they could have a better future. The Canada government actually supports the people who live here. I think you already watched, if you already watched my video about the top reasons why I'm happy that I immigrated here in Canada. As I've said, people who actually get laid off from their job because of COVID-19, we get a support from government, which is called the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, which actually gives us $500 Canadian dollars every week as a government support. So these kind of things, I don't think that you could get that from other countries. If you're from the Philippines, I've been watching the news, and it's very difficult to get support. Not everyone gets it, but here, regardless, you have money, you don't have money, like you lost your job because of COVID, you get support. So you know what I mean. If you want to invest, just look at the long term, because the future is very beautiful here in Canada, which especially for you and for your family. Okay. So some more questions. Nathaniel Soriano, sir. Yung NOC ko sa Express Entry, kailangan din po ba same NOC ang applyan kung work under AIPP? So what Nathaniel Soriano was asking is that his NOC in Express Entry profile, should it be the same to the NOC that he would be applying for work under AIPP? Okay, so that's a very good question, and thank you for raising that, Nathaniel Soriano. I think this is something that I've already encountered from other people, which also enlightened other viewers. Okay, NOC in AIPP, the requirement is that for a job that you're actually applying for, you should have at least 1 year of experience within the past 3 years. So what does that mean? Does it actually mean that your current job should be the same NOC to the job that you're applying for? I would say no, because it says within the past 3 years. So for example, for me, for example, when I was applying here, I was a restaurant manager. Actually, I was a restaurant manager, which is an NOC zero, because that is a manager job. But the job offer that I got is a food service supervisor, which is an NOC B or NOCA. I think that's NOCA. No, that's the NOCB. That's NOCB, because NOCA refers to other professionals. So what I'm trying to say is, within the past 3 years, if you have at least 1 year of experience to the NOC of the job or work that you're applying for, that is not a problem. Okay? So I hope I clarified that. Thank you for that question. Okay, Keith Kirby Lakap, this is the question in Tagalog. Hi po, sir. Tanong ko lang po, pwede po ba malaman yung email ng HR ng Sitel na ginamit po ng sister nyo? Gusto ko din po sana doon mag-apply. So what Keith Kirby Lakap was asking is if he could actually ask for the email address of the human resources of Sitel, because my sister got her job offer in Saitel. So for those who have not known, I already created a video about how my sister immigrated here in Canada through AIPP. I was saying this earlier because of my Facebook group, Successful in Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. I met someone who actually got a job offer from Saitel. So I got the contact details from him and I gave it to my sister. Keith Kirby Lakap, I would be very, very much interested, or um, how do you say that? I would like to give to you the email address of the HR. However, she's no longer connected to Saitel. So she's no longer, the email contact that we have is no longer valid because she doesn't work in Saitel anymore. And for those people who are not aware yet, Saitel is no longer actually, as far as I know, they're no longer hiring people overseas. Why? Because when they actually the good thing about Saitel, when they actually started hiring people, they hired a lot of people. They brought a lot of people and processed through AIPP. They even exceeded their quota for providing job offers. So my sister had to wait for next year because there's too much applicants. And also, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who were actually hired by Saitel who did not make it to immigrate to Canada because Saitel has closed their office in New Brunswick. Um, they actually changed their mode of operation from a call center office. They actually decided to move forward to doing work from home. So that means they do not have an office in New Brunswick anymore. That is why they do not hire people in New Brunswick from overseas. Instead, they only hire people who's already there, and they're no longer an AIPP designated employer. That is what I know. So I'm sorry about that, Keith Kirby Lakap. However, there are a lot, or there's still a lot of opportunities. The new Minister of Immigration, Mendy Chino, just announced that they actually first foresee that after COVID-19, there would be a lot of need or more needs for immigrants to come here in Canada because they believe that immigrants are the ones who would actually help or save the economy of Canada. They would help bringing the economy through jobs and, of course, through the taxes that new immigrants will be bringing here. So yeah, so do not lose hope. For people who are actually saying that it's very difficult to find an employer here in Canada right now, you are correct there because right now there's a lot of people who doesn't have a job yet, especially including myself because of COVID-19. However, establishments are already reopening. However, not everyone's still able to go back to their work. Some other establishments are still closed. And as you know, there will be jobs opening right now. However, because of the number of people who do not have the job, so there's a lot of people competing to get the job available. So, especially for example, myself, I'm having difficulty finding a job. I sent several applications, but only few were actually um, responding. And also, speaking of that, I hope, guys, please pray for me because tomorrow I have a job interview in a hotel casino. So I hope that I would get the job. So, and I will also do a video, a vlog about my job interview for tomorrow. So I will share that experience to you. I will also be sharing the questions that have been asked to me, and also I will be sharing if I get the job or not. Okay, so thanks po. God bless, Keith Kirby, and don't lose hope. Okay, Ruben Francisco, hi there. Kamusta sa inyo dyan? Oh, thank you for asking. I'm doing well here. Still have no job, though of course I'm depending from the government, and also I'm doing some sideline. I'm doing some food delivery, skip the dishes. I will also share with you. I'm also thinking of doing a video about skip the dishes, but I'm just not sure if that's something that you might be interested to know. However, at least maybe to share what I'm doing here in Canada at the moment. Ruben Francisco watching here while driving. Oh, be safe, please. Um, and thank you for watching. Question, sir, mahirap ba mag-apply ng work sa AIPP places? Kasi may application kami dito sa Dubai, eh parang ang hirap makakuha ng job offer. So, Ruben was asking if it's difficult to get a job offer from AIPP places because they have a job offer or application in Dubai, but they're having difficulty getting a job. Okay, Ruben Francisco, yes, it is difficult to find a job right now, especially of COVID. A lot of some provinces are even closed at the moment, like they do not allow people from other provinces to get in as well. So that is one of the reasons. However, do not lose hope. Just wait, be patient, and what is your job, anyways? Because as I keep on saying to those people, like fast food industry is always booming, especially in Atlantic provinces. So there's a lot of opportunities. However, of course, I do not know about the other jobs, but do not lose hope. Always check Indeed.ca or the job bank if you have access. You wouldn't know you might find an employer there as well. Keith Kirby Lakap, eligible po ba ang one-year call center agent international account for AIPP? 2 years in college po, pero may failed na subject po. God bless po. Okay, so what Keith Kirby was asking is that in AIPP, is a one-year call center agent international account experience enough? Considering that he also completed, or actually he was able to do 2 years in college, but some failed subjects. Okay, so Keith Kirby Lakap, your 1 year experience as a call center agent, yes, it is valid if you would get a job offer as a call center agent here in Canada or in Atlantic Canada. Yes, you could qualify. The 2 years in college, you need to check that because, of course, I am not an ECA designated institution. So it depends actually through the assessment of an ECA designated institution. Considering that you came from the Philippines, so what I always suggest is for Philippines, considering that K to 12, of course, if you were able to finish K to 12, but obviously not because they're just finishing the first batch this year, I think. For those, so for Filipinos who actually studied in the Philippines, for you to get an ECA of high school graduate, you must have at least 2 years college. So that's why I'm saying check, apply for an ECA, and let them decide because they're the ones who's actually deciding for that. You could actually apply for an ECA now because it is valid for 5 years. So yeah, so that is for you to so you could actually know if you actually qualify. However, if you do not meet the high school graduate, you could still be processed through provincial nomination program as well. So you don't have to worry about that. Page space. Hey, I have all the criteria met, got my ECA, IELTS, and proof of funds ready earlier this year, but no chance of getting callbacks despite applying. My goal is to remotely pursue to get a job offer. And another follow-up question, and then immigrate to AIPP. Just wanted to check during this time, am I less likely to get a job offer from outside Canada? Okay, page space, thank you for that question. And I think that is something very beneficial to others. This is somehow already been answered. Good thing that you already have your minimum requirements because I keep on mentioning, do you actually need them before you apply, or can you apply for work even you don't have them. So my always advice is it is not a prerequisite to have them, but of course it is better to have before you apply. Why? Because if I'm the employer, of course, and if I need urgently people, so obviously I would prefer those people who already have their documents readily available because that would be easier to process and bring you here in Canada. If you're having difficulty getting a job offer right now, yes, that is normal because as you are all aware, COVID-19 very, very negatively impacted all of us. Not just here in Canada, but all over the world. Other people are just starting to lose their jobs. And obviously, because of that, it is difficult to get a job offer right now. However, I understand employers are just keeping your resume, your application, and when the right opportunity comes that they are able to rehire or hire people again, then you could actually be contacted soon. So just do not lose weight. Lose hope, sorry. Okay, so Ruben Francisco, okay, so tatay ako ni Viela, nanonood kami sa'yo. Thank you very much. Hi, Ruben and Viela. Greetings. From Ibiang, thank you po sa sagot. So, meaning I cannot apply directly as PR under AIPP kasi my agency in UAE told me they can apply for me under AIPP kasama na family ko. Pwede po ba yun? Thanks po. Okay, so Ibiang's question is, um, Ibiang said that there is an agency in UAE, United Arab Emirates, saying that they can actually directly apply for permanent residence under AIPP, including the family. Is that possible? Okay, so thank you very much, Ibiang, for raising that question. And also, just for other viewers who are actually watching right now, I want you or I need you to be careful when you're actually interacting with these immigration consultants or agencies. First thing you need to ask, check if they're actually legit. Because I encountered or I actually met some people who were actually um, presenting themselves as immigration consultants. However, they are not licensed to do so. So just be careful because, for example, in one of the groups, I know there's one person who's actually, I will not mention the name because I don't remember. I remember the name, but I just don't remember her agency. She actually posted herself as she's Filipino, I think, in Dubai, and then she was saying that she's an immigration consultant in Canada. So I actually sent her a comment on her post asking her which college did she actually complete her program, her degree to become an immigration consultant because that is one of the requirements to become an immigration consultant is that you have to study or complete a certificate which I already have. I think I already showed that to you. So before you would be able to sit for a licensure exam. So that's what I asked her, and afterwards she actually unfriended me on Facebook, and I think she even blocked me on Facebook. So okay, so just be careful on that because I think her name is Connie. I know the last name, but I won't say the last name. But just be careful. So what I'm saying here is AIPP. No, you cannot apply directly through AIPP unless you have a job offer. Because as I've said, AIPP is an employer-driven program. You need to get a job offer for you to get processed through AIPP. Unless you're an international graduate here in Canada. Okay? So please, please be careful if you ask questions because this is your hard earned money and I don't want you to just throw it away. Okay. HMZ Guggle Box. Hi po, watching from Dubai. Hi. Hello, people from Dubai. I miss Dubai, guys. I used to work there 2007, 2009. May I know saan po kayo dyan sa Canada? I'm aspiring. Okay, so HMZ Gogglebox is asking where I live in Canada. So currently, I am here in Edmonton, Alberta. Um, I just moved here. I was in Jasper, Alberta before, but because of COVID-19, I was laid off from there. So, of course, I wanted to go to the city where I believe I could get a job better. But first time I came here in Canada, I was in East Coast. I was in Atlantic Canada because, of course, I processed through AIPP. I'm a product of AIPP, Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. I first arrived in Grand Falls, Windsor, in Newfoundland and Labrador. And then after 3 months, I moved to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, the main city, the capital. I lived in Newfoundland for 11 months. 12 months. So 1 year. After 1 year, I decided to move to Alberta, Canada. So HMC Gogglebox, yes, I hope that you could come here in Canada as well. So I wish you all the best. Okay, let's go through more questions. Okay. Mhm. Okay. So question from Lakmina Balasuria. Is it true that some consultants have more success rate for AIPP rather than we apply alone? So Lakmina, thank you for that question. It's a very, very good question. I think a lot of people would benefit from that. Okay, so me personally, as someone who actually studied immigration consulting, I do not consider myself as an immigration consultant because I have not um, registered yet, though I completed my course. I already had completed the course in January 2020. I am scheduled to do my licensure exam on August 16. So wish me luck, guys. And it's also in the course saying that AI not only in AIPP but are actually the success rates in AIPP actually better if you actually go to consultant? Answer no, because the immigration is an independent body, so no one could actually affect or dictate what the result of the application is. So immigration consultants are there to provide you advice, to check your application. And if something goes wrong, for example, if your application would be denied, immigration consultants could apply for an appeal. So that means the immigration consultants are there to represent you, but not to guarantee a success. You know what I mean? They are there to guide you because obviously immigration consulting, that's why we are actually studying the law, the immigration law, because we need to understand sometimes people actually, when they're applying, you may be, for example, inadmissible or not allowed to come and immigrate here in Canada. So how could an immigration consultant help you with that? So that's the job of an immigration consultant. They also need to check if your application forms are properly filled. That is the job, or they're also there to assess you personally if you actually qualify for a program. So you do not waste your time applying for a program where in fact you do not qualify. And they're also there to help you see what are the programs that most suit your qualifications and experiences. So, to give you an answer, Lakmia Balasuria, no immigration consultant can guarantee a success in application in any program. So that means even you do it by yourself, if you think you can do it by yourself, you are more than welcome to do that. For those people who are not aware, I did my application by myself. So, um, yes, I had the help from an immigration consultant getting a job. However, when I was applying for permanent residence, I filled out the forms by myself. I did not ask for the help of an immigration consultant. So, in short, yes, you could do it by yourself. Okay. Annette Tan, thanks a lot. You're welcome. Thank you very much for your consistent support. Okay, so we're going through more of the questions, guys. Thank you very much for viewing, for watching. I hope you are all well. And of course, I wish you guys that I hope that you would fulfill or get this opportunity to come and immigrate here in Canada. And if you are actually, please send me a message. Let me know. We could hang out. We could maybe have coffee together. So of course, I would want to meet you all guys here in Canada. So moving forward, let's go to the other questions. Chester. So Chester said, Sir, bali dapat paalis na ako for another cruise company pero interested ako mag-apply sa Canada through AIPP program. Ano ba ang kailangan ng mga requirements para makastart ako ng application ko? Thanks. I was assistant manager before sa Costa but 5 years na ako nag-stop. 3 years college undergrad ako. Okay, so what Chester was asking is that he was supposed to actually go for another contract in the cruise ship company, but he did not go because he's interested to apply for Canada through AIPP. What are the requirements for him to start? And he was an assistant manager before in Costa Cruises for 5 years, but he stopped. He's a 3 year college undergrad in the Philippines. Okay, so thank you very much for clarifying that. Chester, experience wise, you are an assistant manager. Very good. However, you said you stop. If your experience is within 3 years, so today is 2020, so that means if from 2017, let's consider the date today, July 2017 to July 2020, even though you stop working as an assistant manager, within that period you have 1 year as an assistant manager. Yes, you can qualify. 3 year college undergrad, if you actually do an ECA, chances you would get an ECA. You would meet the qualification of a high school graduate in Canada. However, what are the requirements? As I've said, English or French exam. It has to be a minimum of CLB4, an ECA, which as I've said, has to show Canada high school graduate that is valid for 5 years. Proof of fund, I already mentioned that earlier, and a job offer. So you need a job offer. You cannot start processing yourself through AIPP without a job offer. Guys, please be careful with this. I always keep on saying people are thinking that AIPP, they need to create a profile. No, you do not have, because that is a program wherein you need to get a job offer. I already mentioned it earlier. If you're not getting a job offer, if you're interested, come and study here in Canada. Take a 2 year program in Atlantic Province. New Brunswick Community College is a very cheap community college, which provides good opportunities to come and immigrate in Canada. Okay, I hope that clarifies the question. Your concern, Chester, send a follow-up question if something is not clear. Okay, HMZ Gagelbach, sorry po, I mean I'm aspiring to be an international student at gusto ko pong dalhin ang family ko. Is it possible na dalhin ko sila kasabay ko? I have 3 kids and sa ang school po, mura ang tuition fee. Okay, HMZ Gagelbach, his question is, okay, I'll translate that in English. He means that he wants to immigrate, to come and study here in Canada. And he has I assume he has three kids or three children. Would he be able to bring the family together while he's schooling here in Canada? What school has the cheapest tuition fee? Okay, thank you very much for that question. Yes, yes, yes. HMC Gogglebox. If you intend to come and study here in Canada, you will be under a study or study permit while your family can come with you. Your spouse can apply for an open work permit, which would allow her to be able to come and work to any employer, full time, part time, as many employer, as many jobs she could. The children, yes, they could come with you through a temporary temporary residence visa. They could come here with you. They could come and study here for free as well. They could get free healthcare while they are here in Canada. Tuition school with the cheapest tuition, I always say New Brunswick Community College offers, I think, around 9,000 Canadian dollars in 1 year. So that's one of the cheapest. Um, um, College of North Atlantic, or CNA, in Newfoundland and Labrador also is very cheap. If you're looking for a university, Memorial University of Newfoundland is also not so expensive. So those are the options. Of course, I think there might be other colleges or universities that are cheaper, but those three personally I know they are actually cheap. Okay, Don Robert Cortez, hi. Thank you for watching. He's aspiring to come to Canada soon. I hope that I could meet you here in Canada. God bless you, Don Robert Cortez. Okay, Ruben Francisco, his work is in sales, marketing, and business developing for almost 16 years. Okay, sales. Yes, of course, there's a lot of opportunities. Um, so you could actually check if there are actually posted jobs. You could qualify. Annette Tan, have you noticed how many months upon filing the letter of intent to apply for AIPP, the issuance of invitation to apply? Okay, so Annette, okay. Annette Tan, have you noticed how many months upon filing the letter of intent to apply for AIPP, the issuance of invitation to apply? Okay, thank you for that question, Annette Tan. However, I also need to clarify this with you and for other people. I think there's a lot of people who are not 100% sure, 100% understand how AIPP works. I have a video about AIPP, so I think you should visit that for you to get clear information what AIPP is. AIPP is a program where you do not send a letter of intent, an expression of intent. Um, it is a program wherein you would be processed through a job offer. So that means the employer, an AIPP designated employer, needs to give you a job offer. So when they do so, you will fill out the forms. They will provide you the employment contract, and then the process goes on. And then once you sign the contract, you would actually process and apply for a settlement plan. Settlement plan is done online or over the phone, and then it is one of the requirements for you to be able to apply for an endorsement letter from the province. You do not get an ITA, an invitation to apply, similar to express entry. No, because once you get a job offer, that means that is your ticket to apply for a permanent residence. Okay? So there's no such thing as letter of intent to apply for AAPP. There's no such thing as invitation to apply. What you need is a job offer from an AIPP designated employer. You complete your requirements. You send that through mail, through in the office in Nova Scotia, Central Intake Office. immigration office in Nova Scotia, in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And then the processing is 6 months. 6 months from the time that they open your envelope. Within 6 months period, they have to approve your permanent residence if you meet all the requirements, if your application package is complete. Okay? So I hope I clarified your query, Anetan, about AIPP. Okay? So Don Robert Cortez, let's wait for my ECA and IELTS so he could create his profile in Express Entry. Okay, let's do that. If you have questions, Don Robert, filling out your form, let me know. Florence Seclon, hi there! Job offer na lang po talaga ang kulang for our requirements in AIPP. Paano pa makahanap ng job easily in AIPP? Thanks and God bless. So what Florence Seclon was saying is he already have all the requirements in AIPP, only missing its job offer. So Florence Seclon, thank you for watching. Thank you for raising that question. All you need to have is patience. Send as many resumes as you could. Yes, it could be tough to get a job offer right now, especially during COVID period. However, there will always come a time where employers would be needing people. I already mentioned this earlier. The immigration minister already mentioned there would be needs for more immigrants here in Canada after this COVID. So just wait, guys. Wait for the timing. You would get your job offer. Okay? Nathaniel Soriano, thank you so much, Sir Ray. My pleasure, Nathaniel. Just if you have questions, just always reach out. Bayomi Tauhid, please clarify. I was told AIPP is only for nursing now. Okay, Bayomi Tauhid, thank you for raising that question. That is not true. Okay, AIPP is for everyone, for all jobs, for all AIPP designated employers. Maybe nursing, um, there's more needs for nurses right now, but it doesn't mean that it's only for nurses. It is for all the jobs available from the employers who are AIPP designated. Okay. Sanji K. Hi, hello Sanji K. My profile is in Express Entry. I have an experience of working in customer service. What are the changes of getting visa from there? What do you mean? Could you clarify your question, Sanji K? Maybe you're asking about customer service jobs. There are some employers who are actually needing for customer service, but as I've said, what you need to have is a job offer so you could qualify for an AIPP program. Abdul Ray Ka, sorry, just 1 second, guys. Abdul Ray Khan, ARK 1981. Hi, hello. Shout out. Thank you very much for watching. Please advise, I'm applying job related to AIPP but no response till 1 year. How I applied through designated employers. So Abdul Rafai Khan, if you are not getting a response, I'm very sorry about that. Everyone is having difficulty getting a job offer right now, but please do not lose hope. You also need to review your application. Maybe there is something wrong with your application. Of course, I'm not saying, but there's a chances. I created a video about 10 tips on how you could get a job offer from an AIPP designated employer. Maybe you could actually visit that. There are some tips there because of course I'm not saying that if you watch that and you apply you could guarantee a job offer because one of the factors, as I've said, employers are not hiring right now. People do not have jobs here in Canada. So if there are opportunities, of course, the priority is always given to those people who are already here in Canada. But do not lose hope. Time will come, you would get a job offer. Considering that, of course, you have the requirements, you have the qualifications. Those are the things that are actually considered also when getting a job offer. Okay. Ibiang, if ever, can I send you a message in your FB? They said they have office in Canada and they have their own immigration consultant. Thanks po. Okay, Ibiang, thank you very much again for the follow-up question. Yes, you could send me a message, not on my personal Facebook, but on my Facebook page, okay? So, Facebook page, Canada Immigration Updates by Ray. So, you could send that or you could actually put comment in our Facebook page, like and follow as well. You need to check if they have their own immigration consultant as their license number because they could actually, everyone could actually claim that, but you need to be careful as well. Okay, and as an immigration consultant, they should be able to provide proper information to you. Okay. Okay, Romuald Ventura is the applicant should explicitly be hired only by an AIPP designated employer or any employer will be okay. So Romuald Ventura, thank you for that question. If you are applying for, if you want to be processed through AIPP, of course, you have to be hired by an AIPP designated employer. However, it doesn't mean that if you will be hired by someone else, not an APB designated employer, that is also okay because they could actually process you through other programs such as provincial nomination program, or if they could provide you an LMIA, for example, that could also be possible for you to come and immigrated here in Canada. So, however, of course, because we are talking about AIPP, so if you want to be processed through AIPP, you have to apply to an AIPP designated employer. Okay. Horla Kenley Ibrahim. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, Horla Kunli Ibrahim. I hope you are well. Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Daniel Nirik. Greetings. Thanks you for watching. Remo Analuam. Hi, Saray. Do you have any idea regarding the AIPP job offer, healthcare occupations processing now? Still waiting for AOR till now. Okay, so Remo Naluam, if you're waiting for AOR, that means you already got a job offer. Is that correct? Please clarify. Braces Dental, hi from Delhi, India. Investment amount reduced to half in Ontario for business visa. Any change in Alberta? Thanks. Okay, Braces Dental. There is nothing much explained yet about business visa changes in Alberta. As far as I know, Alberta is also reducing the I think I just saw an article saying that Alberta is actually stopping the entry of foreign workers and I think immigrants right now because of what is happening in COVID. But let me check that. Okay, just give me a second. I will check for you. Mhm. Okay, so from the website of Canada.ca, there's nothing changed. There's no such thing change when it comes to visa to business visa requirements. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing changed there yet. Okay, so Horla Kunli Ibrahim, what is the chance of immigration for a grade 12 student? So, grade 12 student means grade 6, grade 4. Okay, so a high school graduate. Okay, Horlakin Ibrahim, thank you very much for that question. My suggestion, of course, is get an ECA or educational credential assessment. You have to apply for that through a designated institution such as WES or World Education Services. You could also go through ICES or ICAS as well, or QAS. There's a lot of different um, ECA designated institutions where you could process your application. From there, if you get a high school graduate on their assessment, yes, there's a lot of opportunities. You could apply or you could process through AIPP because they only required high school graduate. Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program also only requires high school graduate, same as the Agri-Food Immigration. So there are different programs that only requires high school graduate. So yes, my answer is yes. Bloom Trends TV. In demand po ba ang IT sa mga provinces under AIPP or some province ito in demand? Thanks po. Bloom Trends TV was asking if IT jobs is in demand under AIPP provinces or which province is IT in demand. IT is in demand everywhere here in Canada. In AIPP provinces, yes. In Atlantic provinces, it is in demand. I know New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and other provinces, they also need IT. There is also a program for IT. So I think you should take a look at that. Even British Columbia, Ontario, there's a lot of opportunities for IT. So I think that is a good program, or I mean a good opportunity if you come from the IT industry. Okay, moving forward. Potter Fan 394007. Hi, greetings. I will soon be immigrating with AIPP to Prince Edward Island. Fingers crossed. Oh, congratulations, Potter Fan 394007. I assume you get a job offer. God bless on your application if you want, or if you have any question about filling out the forms or some of the requirements, please feel free to ask. But congratulations if you got the job offer. From Remo Analuam, many AIPP applicants still waiting for AOR. How will they know that our documents already opened and started? Okay, so Remo Analuam, thank you for that question. AOR, for those who doesn't know, acknowledge of receipt. So that means that the visa office, CIO, Central Intake Office in Sydney, Nova Scotia, has received and opened your envelope. So what they do is when they actually receive that, they open your envelope, and when all the requirements are actually complete, they will send you a letter called AOR, or Acknowledge of Receipt. Usually, it takes 1 month to 2 months before you, after you mail your application. That's when you would get an AOR. However, there are some applicants who do not receive AOR. For example, I'll give you an example. My sister, she did not receive an AOR email. So what she did is, after 2 months, she did not get an AOR. So she actually went to Canada.ca and signed in through GC Key. So GC Key is when you create an account, so you would put your excuse me, you would put your username and password, and you would be able to track your application online. So you would actually see the status, the updates. From there, she actually saw an acknowledge of receipt that the application has been received and has been opened. So my suggestion, if it's more than 2 months, or more than, yeah, it's nearly 2 months that you, but you do not get an AOR, sign in Canada.ca, and then there's a link there for sign in with your account. Create an account, and then you could link your application. It will ask for some questions, for example, your last name, your birthday, just to verify there. So you would see, okay? Otherwise, you could also give a call to IRCC. They have a hotline, okay? Okay, so I hope I was able to answer your question there, Remo Analuang. Okay, HMZ Gagglebox, thank you so much for answering my questions. My pleasure. Novina Augustine, hi Ray, is it necessary to stay in the community under RNIP forever? If I get job offer, also please tell about availability of teaching jobs in AIPP. Teaching jobs in AIPP, yes, there are available jobs. However, as I've said, you just keep on sending your application because, of course, right now there's still no guarantee that they need teachers. Or, I mean, because of what is going on. Okay, the question is, do you need to stay in the community under RNIP forever? One of the requirements in RNIP or Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot is that you should actually show a genuine intention to reside in that community. If you need to live there forever, I don't think so. However, you need to show genuine intent, meaning you should not be asking this question actually, to be honest, because genuine intent, if someone actually sees you raising this question, that means it shows doubt, right? That you do not have the intention to live there. But of course, as a permanent resident, there is a right called mobility rights, wherein any immigrant, permanent resident, or Canadian citizen can actually live anywhere they want, can work anywhere they want in Canada. So that means, yes, you could move. However, I think you need to wait for some time, maybe spend long time in that community first because that is the requirement. Okay. Gurpreet Kaur, how can we apply as yoga instructor or teacher in Canada? So, okay. That's something that I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, yoga instructor and teachers. Because I think these are regulated jobs here in Canada, so they might require additional training or licensure. But I will check on that, Gurpreet. I will be creating a video, most probably, about this yoga instructor or teacher. Okay, thank you. Adit Sinajan, can I still apply in AIPP even if I don't have yet my ECA? Adit, yes, you can apply for an AIPP job offer. You could apply for work. ECA is not a requirement. If you're actually applying for a permanent residence already under AIPP, you need to have your ECA. But if you're looking for a job offer, it's not a requisite. It's not a prerequisite, okay? Bloomstrand TV, can we find the list of these designated employers from the AIPP provinces website? Yes, they do have it. I will check and I will share on the link maybe. But yes, the provinces actually are showing or presenting the list of AIPP designated employers on their websites. Pandujat, I have 7 years golf experience as a truck driver. IELTS West already completed. So please tell me, how can we get job offer letter? Pendujat, if your experience is a truck driver, I would say you just need to be patient. It's an in-demand job in Atlantic provinces. I know one person, he's from Algeria, and he processed his application through AIPP. He got a job offer as a truck driver. So yeah, just send your application and be patient. My Moby D. Okay. Did I miss some questions? Okay, no. Okay. My Moby D, when you come under this program, does the employer get accommodation for you before you land in Canada, or you have to look for your own accommodation? My Moby D, thank you very much for that question. Okay, and that is very, very helpful for everyone. When I came here in Canada, I needed to look for my accommodation. However, an employer might help you look for an accommodation until you find. Some employers actually are providing at least, I think, a week before you get. However, of course, if it is more advisable that you already have your accommodation for you. Not all employers will provide you accommodation. That is not their they're not responsible to provide you an accommodation. It is not similar to I know Middle East wherein they will provide you accommodation. When I came here, because um, the airport that I arrived is in Gander, Newfoundland, and then I have to. That is 1 hour drive to the town of Grand Falls, Windsor, where I was supposed to work. So when I first arrived here in Canada, I stayed in a hotel for a day, and my employer actually paid for that before they actually sent me to, yeah, the town that I am working. Okay. Thank you very much. Novina Agustin, thank you very much as well. Ruben Francisco, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Manoj Sahu, I have applied for a few jobs on AIPP but not got any reply yet. I'm a software engineer with 11 years of experience. Manoj Sahu, thank you for that question. As I keep on saying, just don't lose hope, be patient. You might get it soon because right now there are a lot of employers that are not hiring. So it's not so easy to get a job. Okay. Penujat, can you provide any link for providing employer for getting job offer in AIPP program? Pendujat, yes. I have a video about tips on getting a job offer from an from an AAPP designated employer. I would recommend you to watch that. So I think that's something that might be helpful for you as well. Okay. So guys, if you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in our comments. Or if I miss some questions. Okay. Ibiang, thank you. God bless. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ruben Francisco, Pendu, thank you as well. Ruben Francisco, Sir Ray, may idea ba kayo how much ang kakailanganin ko para sa student visa? Ruben Francisco, what he asking is if I have an idea how much he would be needing for a student visa. Are you just asking about the student visa or including the show money, tuition? Okay, more or less. I will also create a video about applying to Canada as a student. So that's something that I'm actually looking to do. However, to give you a rough overview, tuition for 1 year. So let's say in NBCC, that is 10,000, let's say, around 10,000. So you have to have that. Your proof of fund, which is for a single applicant, I think that's around 10,000 Canadian dollars as well. So of course, depending on how many members of family members. And yeah, so I think those are just some of the amount that you would be needing to have. Okay. And of course, visa is not so much because I think it's just 150 Canadian dollars. So yeah. However, your tuition fee should be in addition to your proof of fund. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have 10,000 for your tuition. That's enough of proof of fund. No, it has to be separate. Okay. Manoj Sahu, thanks for the information. Mostly appreciate. I appreciate also your time and for tuning in. And guys, if you have not done so, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, I would really, really encourage you or ask you to please hit the subscribe button and also um, click the notification bell so you would be notified whenever I upload new videos. And I also mentioned this, I will be doing our live streaming regular schedule Tuesday and Friday, my time, Alberta, Canada time, 11 p.m. Manila time, that is next day. So that is, if Tuesday here, that's Wednesday and Saturday. In the Philippines, 1 in the afternoon. Of course, just do the adjustments if you're in UAE. But it's always the same timing, Tuesday, Friday. In addition, I will also be regularly uploading my YouTube videos about different programs, about tips, advice on how people could come and immigrate here in Canada. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Adith Sinajan. I will clarify again. Can I apply PNP even if I don't have my ECA yet? No employer yet. Thanks. Okay, Adith Sinajan. No, if you do not have an employer, you cannot apply for any of the programs such as PNP or AIPP. These programs are AIP, job or employer driven. That means you need to get a job offer first. If you do not have an ECA yet, that is not a problem. What you need to secure first is a job offer. An ECA is just a requirement to apply for a permanent residence, but it's not a requirement to apply for a job. Okay? Ruben Francisco, he said four of them. Okay, let's see. So proof of fund for study permit. Okay, I will check that right now. Okay, so to clarify your query, Ruben Francisco, so these are the documents that you need actually to apply for a study visa, for a study permit. You need to have a proof of acceptance from the college, of course. You need to have proof of identity and proof of financial support. So for proof of financial support, if you okay, so this is from the website of Canada.ca, the proof of fund that you need for just you as the student, you need 10,000 Canadian dollars. First family members, that means your spouse, 4,000 Canadian dollars, or and then for every additional accompanying family member, 3,000 Canadian dollars. So if you said there's four of you, so that's 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 6,000. So proof of fund alone, you need to have 20,000 Canadian dollars. That is your proof of fund. And then you have to have a tuition for 1 year. Okay? So if you will go, as I've said, NBCC, it's 9,000 Canadian dollars per year. So that is the minimum money that you should have. Okay. I hope I was able to clarify that for you. Pendujat, before some days, I sent CV to employer after watching your video, but mostly employers reply that we are finding driver who are already living in Canada. So Pendujat, as I've said, not all employers are actually hiring, but because there are different factors. As I've said, some employers have quotas, meaning they can only provide this number of job offers in a year. Because in AIPP, as far as I know, when they first launched the program, they are only allowed to provide 500 AIPP applications per per province. that is 2,000 applications per year overall. So imagine this 2,000 is divided into four Atlantic provinces, so 500 applications. And of course, it also has, considering the number of employers in each province, so that is also considered. So maybe one of the reasons why they're actually asking that you are already here in Canada is because they might already reach or exceeded their quota. That's why they cannot provide a job offer anymore. So you just have to wait, be patient, okay? Ayush Sharma, I don't have experience in labor job. Can I apply for AIPP programs? Also, I want to ask teaching job in AIPP program. Thanks in advance. Okay, so Ayush Sharma, as I've said, the requirement is at least you have 1 year of job experience within the past 3 years. So if you have that, you could apply to a job that is related to that experience. And if you get a job offer, then you would be able to apply for program. Okay? Alicia Ocampo, hi po. Is it necessary to get a job offer from the designated list of employers only to be able to apply for AIPP? What if I have a job offer from an employer which is not in the designated list of employers? Okay, it's the same, similar to an earlier question. Alicia Ocampo, if you want to be processed through AIPP, yes, it has to be from an AIPP designated employer. However, if you get a job offer from any other employer and they are willing to provide you an LMIA or labor market impact assessment, yes, be thankful because that means you could also apply for permanent residence, but cannot be processed through AIPP. You could be processed from through other programs such as provincial nomination program. Okay. Ayush Sharma, if I don't have experience in labor job, okay, I think it's the same question. Ruben Francisco, ilang buwan na abutin kaya sir kung yung application ng student visa? Ruben Francisco, he's asking how many months would it take for an application of student visa. Student visa actually does not take much, maybe 2 to 3 months. Okay. So guys, if you have any other questions, otherwise we would be. Oh, we've been live for an hour and a half. So that means I've been continuously talking for an hour and a half now. So that's why I'm feeling my throat already dry. So if you do not have any more questions, guys, I would cut our live streaming. And as I keep on saying, I have uploaded videos in the past discussing about the other programs, AIPP, RNIP, Agri-Food Pilot Program, and some tips how you could get a job offer. Please feel free to watch them, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would also appreciate if you would actually invite your friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos so more people could get some information or information that we have. Okay. Okay, we'll be cutting this live streaming. Okay, I'll just run through some of the last questions. Ruben Francisco, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Alicia Ocampo, sir, kailangan po ba um, sir, kailangan ba yung job na makukuha mo sa designated employer or same job mo and under corresponding NOC code? Thank you so much. God bless. I have already answered this, Alicia Ocampo, earlier, but of course I will answer that. It doesn't have to be the same. However, your job experience should be at least 1 year within the past 3 years. So that means if you're applying for a job, you should have an experience related to it that you have achieved within the past 3 years, at least 1 year. Okay, Ruben Francisco, God bless you more, and God bless you as well. And Manoj, sir, adding to my above question, where I can expect reply from the employer. Manoj, it's not for me to decide. The employer will be the ones who will be conducting you because they are the ones offering the job. And Ayush Sharma, sir, teachers can apply under AIPP. Also, my real brother coming to Canada, I want to ask, can me and my family also come on the behalf of him? Ayush Sharma, yes, of course, teachers can apply under AIPP if you would get a job offer. If your brother is coming to Canada and you want to join him and your family on his behalf, answer is no, because you are not brothers, siblings, and your family is not a dependent of your brother. So if your brother is coming and immigrating here in Canada, the only people that could accompany him is his spouse and his children. But you as his brother and maybe your parents, no, not possible. Okay? And Manoj Sahu, thank you very much. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me for an hour and a half of this live streaming. I enjoyed it. I'm happy that I received lots of questions. The live streaming is very interactive, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Ayush Sharma, Manoj Sahu. And guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to put that in our comment section. Oh, Bernard, Mamu, hello, good job. Thank you. I appreciate that. And see you once again next time. My next live streaming will be on Friday, same time. So please, if you have questions, please, when I put the link, you could actually put the comments or the questions. So we would have more questions to answer. Okay. So Yush, it was nice. Please come soon. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.